Are you ready to be inspired? I am, because today we're going to talk about my favorite topic, mobile websites, specifically adaptive versus responsive, two of the newest buzzwords in the automotive website space. What are the differences? How can you tell which is which? Here's the lowdown. Adaptive is a website design choice that makes assumptions at the server level based on user agent. User agent is simply whatever the user is using, whether that be an iPhone, a tablet, or a desktop computer. In other words, there's a different page served up depending on the visitor's device. For example, an iPhone will get served a different page than a desktop computer. So I started to brainstorm the advantages of adaptive over responsive for automotive websites. I was digging deep, I was trying to find some advantages. I had a realization that every advantage is actually possible by using responsive website design. That's not to say adaptive is bad, that's not what I'm saying. What's bad is not having a mobile website, not having a mobile strategy. Adaptive and responsive design are both two great steps forward, but yet, there are some disadvantages to adaptive website design. Here's one. Google, they have to crawl 2 sets of code. That's not very efficient. 2, adaptive, it's more work, especially if you're creating custom landing pages. You're going to have to create one for mobile, tablet, and desktop most of the time. 3, Google calls user agent detection an error-prone technique, which is what adaptive design uses. 4, albeit low, there's risk of link dilution since there are 2 separate URLs sharing the same exact content. So on to responsive. Responsive is all about the browser's size and the screen size. With responsive, it doesn't matter what the device is, whether that's mobile, tablet, or desktop, or even a watch. Responsive websites respond based on the web browser size. Advantages. 1, in big, bold letters in Google's Webmaster Guidelines, Google recommends responsive website design. 2, responsive has 1 set of code and only 1 set of code, making it very efficient for Google to crawl. But yet, this is very important. There are elements that may and can appear different on mobile and not desktop. This is about usability. The fact is important to know because we may choose to show a different vehicle banner on mobile because the desktop banner is just not ideal for the mobile visitor. The code is there for both, which is evident if you expand and contract the browser. And for those of you that want to get more technical, look at the source code. 3, same URL structure. Again, it's more efficient, which helps Google's algorithms, and it helps the indexing properties for the content. 4, less work for devs. In almost every case, responsive website design makes it easier to add custom pages. This equates to less errors and work for your team. So here's some myths. 1, you can't show all the CTAs on mobile. You can show any CTA. If there are some missing, that may just be a design choice. The second myth is that responsive is slower. Like anything that relies on code, if it's not written efficiently or there's errors, it can be slower, but so can adaptive. Just because it's responsive doesn't mean it's slower. So, how do you know if your website is responsive? This is pretty simple. You can drag your browser's corners to emulate different screen sizes. If the content starts to stack and continues to look good as the screen gets smaller, chances are you have responsive design. You can also check your mobile phone and see if the URL structure remains the same. If it does, then it's most likely responsive. If your website has an m.dot or alternative subdomain, then it's not responsive. Below is a link to an article of Google describing and recommending responsive website design. If there are any questions, please feel free to contact us at questions@dealerinspire.com.